Imagine a film so iconic, so wild, it perfectly captured the excess and greed of Wall Street. Now imagine that very film was funded by one of the largest financial frauds in history, a multi-billion-dollar ghost that vanished from a developing nation. This isn't fiction. This is the true story of how Martin Scorsese's The Wolf of Wall Street was paid for with stolen money, and how a shadowy figure linked to Hollywood's elite became the architect of a nation's collapse. Our story begins in Malaysia, 2009. The then Prime Minister Najib Razak had a vision, a state-owned strategic development fund called One Malaysia Development Berhad, or 1MDB. Its purpose: to drive economic growth, to uplift the nation, to invest in a brighter future for the Malaysian people. A noble goal, right? But what transpired was anything but noble. Within just 6 years, an astonishing $4.5 billion vanished from 1MDB. The U.S. Department of Justice would later call it the largest kleptocracy case to date. But how do billions simply disappear? And who was the elusive architect behind such a grand deception? Enter Jho, better known as Jho Low, a chubby, unassuming Malaysian financier who, despite holding no official position at 1MDB, seemed to be everywhere. He was the connector, the deal maker, the man with an open checkbook. His connections were astounding, reaching from Malaysian power brokers to Hollywood celebrities and Wall Street titans. In 2012 and 2013, 1MDB needed to raise capital. And who did they turn to? Goldman Sachs, one of the most prestigious investment banks in the world. Goldman Sachs underwrote 3 bond offerings, raising a staggering $6.5 billion for 1MDB. For their services, they took a colossal $600 million in fees. This wasn't just small change, it was a testament to the trust and legitimacy 1MDB had seemingly built. But behind this gleaming facade of global finance, a different kind of transaction was happening, one that would make the Wolf of Wall Street blush. So how do you make billions disappear? Think of it like a magician's trick, but instead of cards, it's cash. 1MDB raised money for seemingly legitimate projects, energy deals, property development. But when the money flowed in, it didn't go where it was supposed to. Instead, Jho Low and his conspirators created a tangled web of shell companies. Imagine a series of empty mailboxes, each one passing a package to the next, until the original sender has no idea where it truly went. Billions were siphoned off through false transactions, misleading statements, and bogus joint ventures. This wasn't just siphoning, it was outright theft disguised as complex financial maneuvers. Portions of this stolen money were used for bribes and kickbacks, greasing the wheels of corruption for officials. And the rest, it funded a lifestyle so extravagant it defied belief. This wasn't just about enriching a few, it was about systematically looting a nation's future. While Malaysia's national debt quietly ballooned, Jho Low was living a life fit for a king, openly flaunting his wealth. He bought a $260 million super yacht, named Equanimity *. He snapped up French Impressionist art by Monet and Van Gogh. He acquired high-end real estate from New York to Beverly Hills. He even bought a private jet. But perhaps most shockingly, he became a fixture in Hollywood's inner circle. He was seen partying with Leonardo DiCaprio, Miranda Kerr, Paris Hilton. It was during this period that his company, Red Granite Pictures, co-founded by Prime Minister Najib's stepson, Reza Aziz, burst onto the scene. Their first major film, Martin Scorsese's The Wolf of Wall Street *. Jho Low even received a special thanks in the credits. How could a relatively unknown Malaysian financier afford such a lavish lifestyle, such massive investments, and such powerful connections? For those paying attention, the alarm bells were starting to ring. The sheer scale of his spending was not just unusual, it was screaming for an explanation. And that explanation was hiding in plain sight. The first cracks appeared not in a boardroom, but in the brave actions of a few determined individuals. Enter Xavier Justo, a former executive at Petro Saudi International. one of the companies involved in early 1MDB deals. Justo had seen enough. He knew something was deeply wrong. He leaked over 227,000 emails and documents, a digital breadcrumb trail that laid bare the fraud. But his courage came at a steep price. He was targeted, arrested, and sentenced to 18 months in a Thai prison, enduring a personal hell while his family suffered. Yet his sacrifice was not in vain. These leaked documents found their way to independent journalists like Claire Rewcastle Brown of the Sarawak Report and reporters at the Wall Street Journal Asterisk. They meticulously pieced together the puzzle, revealing how approximately $700 million from 1MDB-linked entities had been channeled directly into Prime Minister Najib Razak's personal bank accounts. The scandal exploded. Global investigations began, led by the U.S. Department of Justice, which declared 1MDB the largest kleptocracy case to date. The ghost was finally being exposed. The fallout was immense. In May 2018, the Malaysian people, fueled by outrage and a desire for accountability, delivered a historic election defeat to Najib Razak's coalition. Soon after, the former prime minister was arrested and charged. Police seized $273 million worth of luxury items from properties linked to Najib and his wife, Rasma Mansur, including 1,400 necklaces and 567 handbags. A $27.3 million pink diamond necklace, allegedly designed for Rasma, was among the more outrageous revelations. The human cost. The people of Malaysia were robbed of billions intended for schools, hospitals, infrastructure. Debts that taxpayers would ultimately bear. Public trust in government and financial institutions evaporated. And what about the institutions that facilitated this? Goldman Sachs, initially adopting a see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil, and keep all the money defense, eventually reached a coordinated resolution, agreeing to pay over $2.9 billion in penalties. Red Granite Pictures paid $60 million to the U.S. government. Justice, however slow, began to arrive. Tim Lessner and Roger Ng, former Goldman Sachs bankers, were indicted. Najib Razak was found guilty in a 1MDB-related trial, sentenced to 12 years in jail, and began serving his sentence in 2022. Jho Low, the elusive financier, remains a fugitive to this day. The billion-dollar ghost, a tale of ambition, greed, and staggering corruption, shook not just Malaysia, but Hollywood and Wall Street too. It exposed the deep flaws in our global financial system, how easily money can be laundered, and how power can be abused. It's a stark reminder that even the most sophisticated systems can be exploited by a determined few. But it's also a testament to the power of whistleblowers, journalists, and ordinary citizens who demand accountability. The ghost may have been exposed, but the lessons learned echo far beyond Malaysia's shores, urging us to question, to scrutinize, and to never forget that behind every number, there's a human cost. What other ghosts might still be lurking in the shadows of the global economy? That's a story for another file.